And of course, in Group B, you've got Falcon, Team Expand, Toda from Malaysia, GOW and Hua from Vietnam, and of course, RRQ, the chart toppers at this point of time from Indonesia. RRQ is just 27 points away from that #1 spot, but as far as Groups B,
one very, very strong. In fact, day one was dominated by AG Global. Now they are kind of down in 6th spot. You can't say the same for BRU, who are currently sitting in third place. So a lot of points needed to be garnered for the teams at the bottom.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, Buriram's not too far away from that #1 spot. Yes, they do have RRQ in front of them. Yes, they are 50 points away from RRQ. But catching up for the two-time world champs should not be much of an issue unless, of course, more of
that loss. Again, 50 points, should have been 35 difference, but in, potato, they are going to completely give away Clock Tower and take Peak instead, which is something that is new. But right off the bat, Don't Cry losing his live 7 off to a good start.
That is very bad for PE Sports, but Don't Cry is brought right back in here, all thanks to Wang An. Wang An was spotted out by the Toda player, not so sure as to why he didn't jump on out and make it a 2-0 down. But 7 will find LBT, and they're making this look way too easy. Thankfully, Wang An is there this time for the save, and not too late at all. They didn't need to depend on a revival. Here comes Wings, but gets flipped instantaneously. Wang An just around the corner, has to go up against a Max 7, but Nero with the Trogon fails to get the job done.
And Huang An still going ham with the Max 10. LBT drops once more.
Whoa!
Kind of reel it back for the team, but at the end of
different level back then. Now he's a tad bit cap, perhaps a little disappointed as I speak of it. He goes in a 1v4, tagging up 2 players at the same time. Raf joins him as well. Mikit with the Vector will back away, waiting for the Indostars players to make a mistake. Barricades up against the players of Indostars already. Expand. What is this trap you're trying to set up here?
Trying to just kind of funnel IDS, but there's a secondary entrance, so IDS will take advantage of that. 3 members of Expand losing their lives instantly, and there's just none left. IDS off to a fantastic start, just taking advantage of the secondary entrance from the side, and I think Expand didn't even bother to come.
Not really showing up strong yesterday. Raf tried to wrap around, almost got Caramel, but Stop was in the right place, right time, but so was Raz. The backstab is perfect, and the M1014 puts him down. Raz now, unfortunately, could not follow that up as Cypher shows up. Back and forth we go, but Indostar's the one suffering the worst side of this engagement.
1 second earlier and he would have been able to save Stop, but AG Global still has a man advantage over Indostars. Caramel on the 2nd floor of the building, same one as Liam, and Dew just taking point. This is a good position to be in. You get to see both members of IDS no matter where they go, but Dew wants to push the envelope a bit more. Around the corner it's going to be 18 Deer. Caramel also on the offense. 18 Deer under massive pressure, and Dew with the amount of weaponry dashes past the dome. The time turner only buying some time. Dew now in a 1v1 in and out. Dew with the turn around still. Not able to get the knock. In fact, he is losing now, but clutches it at the very end.
10 HP is all Dew had. What a play that was. Time turner first, and then the glue walls, leaving a small, tiny little gap, and that gap. Circle 3, soon Circle 4. But that standoff that we saw at Clock Tower earlier is going to be a war zone shortly, as both AG as well as Indostars try to make their way into the next safe zone. Actually, what forced that scramble was Kathizi as well as his Riptide Rhythm. Double Riptide Rhythm, forcing the players on the side of Falcons just to react to that situation. But now Jun down on the ground. McRory will be able to find that reversal as well with the grenade launcher, and Coscu out of nowhere pops him with the Trogon. Can Ramiel find one back for himself? Very low on HP. Coscu just couldn't do much, leaving Peter as the finals up to the 5th circle. Couple of teams didn't get the memo. 2 squads out already. Hey, grenades! AG Global doesn't eat any. And GOW, what a Riptide Rhythm. Stop loses his defense. Deanne backstab at P40, and Deanne still goes down. What a play by Stop. And the Riptide Rhythm will not pull its full effect as AG Global not just survives, but shut down GOW's offensive play.
Another Ning and Riptide Rhythm combo took Stop out, but the time turner was the difference maker. Stop doesn't even lose his life, so at the end of the day, AG Global still holds strong despite having limited space to work with. What a hold on this corner, and even turning the fight over to GOW. Falcons knocked out in 10th place. GOW might soon to follow. Iza could not save his teammate, but Moshi lands a 6 shot from afar. making the threat of BRU known.
Oh, they are absolutely teasing AG Global. First with the grenade, now with the snipe. But of course, that has not resulted in elimination. And Buriram wants to make sure it does. Cypher down. Stop eliminated as well. View the next player, and he gets busted. AG Global down by Buriram. What an aggressive play.
AG Global made the best out of that situation, out of the limited spot that they have. Can't really blame them. BRU just made the better decision. But Vamos, they are right in the middle. This Riptide Rhythm also forces a couple of glue walls out from the Giants. As IDS decides to join the fight. Ras
is insanity. Now down to 16, 17 players. As Indostars bow out as well, all thanks to Y Esports and their phenomenal rotation in towards this final zone. Indostars just barricading themselves in, but that is not the center of the circle. They are going to be in trouble when the zone starts clipping them shortly.
Actual dynamic duo from IDS. Instead of a Riff Raff, it's a Ras Raff. With Ras having 5 eliminations already. Just taking that ground floor. It's going to be a hard final circle. As BRU takes some chip damage from cluster grenades. Look at that portal go. Argue Kazu once thinking of getting something done, and they're gonna go on top of the roof. Razor Abai, they're gonna show up right now, even taking the monster truck away. Razor repositions the vehicle to provide his team a bit of cover. Good now joins BRU, looking to get overwhelmed, get high falls. Razor with initial knock, and what a takeover from RRQ Kazu. Wasana forced to flee with the Tatsuya dashing around the roof, bring around the road, he goes into the vehicle, gets shot out, blown to bits. Wasana hanging on by a thread, surrounded by his own blue walls. Abai will not let him get away. BRU are getting torn apart.
That circle closes in now. Medkit gameplay for everybody else. RRQ right on top of the roof. This is a huge vantage point to start patching themselves right back up. But 2 players can go down hunting for more eliminations. Abai in the thick of the action goes in, popping off. Yan Bin down. Folky right outside, cannot hurt anyone. Razor meets him halfway through, and RRQ slaying all the way to the very end. Poon got up top. Does he grab the booyah? Razor says no. Dud says no. RRQ start the day with a bang.
Oh my goodness, what a final sequence. RRQ Kazu. From the moment they decide to take a portal go onto the roof to overwhelm BRU, and not just that, also went on an absolute tear, getting themselves 18, followed by BRU and attack all around, getting 15 each. But Vamos with 14, that is a great opening.
I mean, Vamos is just outshining themselves. Fingers crossed they can keep up this momentum. But down at the bottom, P Esports once again kind of crashing out alongside GOW. This is something that they need to fix instantaneously. Falcons, especially if they want to go and work for the top 3 spots, because week 1 wasn't very kind to them. You know, their play yesterday.
Viable platform. It feels a bit redundant, but I do believe it has its uses. This Vamos. Sana, that's a good shot. Moshi finding Ray Miao. Katzi just right outside of the shack, but cannot get any shots in.
Wasana's just so quick with his maneuvers. Kathizi just can't seem to spot him out. My goodness, back up from afar. Kathizi tagged up, a sliver of health left on him. Wasana continues the ambush, and McRory shot at Jun. No tags on him, and Jonah with the Bison trying to survive has got a little bit of backup from Mochi and get high from afar. That AUG just absolutely thunderous. Ramiel drops back in. Jonah spots him out, going in here for the hunt. Ramiel, can you survive? That's the biggest question. Good solid glue wall, but the man must be broke on that revival. He backs away, hoping and praying to survive. He's got a vending machine to play with, but probably no coins at all.
Just gonna take that vehicle and see if he can get out of this.
That's
2 straight shots from Jonah right to the dome, but not enough to bring Ray Miao down, so he lives to tell the tale for now. How BRU took that fight was just splendid, right? They had Jonah pushing, everyone else just playing from long range, and Vamos seemingly does not have a room or info, and then in fact puts Ray Miao to bed, so Vamos doesn't even get the chance to recover.
Attack all around now up against RRQ. Jump got shot from afar, takes Ma'al's head right off, but Razor does find that response. The connection takes away 1 life. Folky now in a very sticky situation. FGL is going to melt down a base. Good glue wall. Folky circles around, but since it's all glass here at this assault bunker, Abe knows exactly what to expect. Just needs 1 good solid shot. Has got the Drogon. Tatsuya burst, finds the first connection, and Razor is there for the backup. Folky stood no chance. 2 more players up top on the hill. Can't really do much in this engagement.
See RQ Kazu still going for the wraparound. Limit not doing too good. Had to put down the glue wall. Was a Tatsuya dash across the road, but Just snipe by limit. What a distraction. It is enough that Mao shows up. You don't do that to my teammate. It's a hit and run, but at least limit took out Dudes. Jump on now. Isolated, surrounded.
Oh
From all
my.
angles, RRQ Kazu cleans up house.
This one is so dangerous for attack all around. One more out of the equation, attack all around. I believe one more survivor out there on the battlefield. In the meantime, GOW going up against Falcons. Cosq cooking up the grenade. SDN tosses one straight towards Peter. Cosq's nade does not find anybody as it detonates. He's a little bit too far away from all of this action. Needs to quickly make his way around. I see a portal go and possibly he's beamed himself across the battlefield. And yes, he has towards that right-hand side, which gives him a good vantage point up against Cosq and Peter.
CGOW, how are they going to handle this? Blue zone behind them. First one for now. The Falcons taking the fight straight to GOW, not giving the space to breathe, and Peter sustaining heavy damage. Need to heal up a bit for now. GOW understands that. Willing to slow down the pace for now. Team Falcons, they're going to back off, realizing they don't need to push the envelope. And Demon might run past 1, 2, 3 members of Falcons. Someone sneaking through into On Fire and gets overwhelmed by one more. Very unfortunate timing for GOW. Forced into this fight against Falcons.
He had the idea, the execution just a tad bit off. Almost got one for the squad, but instead ended up being sacrificed himself. Cosq circles around, spots out Ton, gets the tags on the back, and now a sliver of health. And nothing much he can do. Yes, he can. Glue wall, solid play. Just at the window, so Cosq and On Fire, they get distracted for a tad bit. That slows them down just a sliver. And the man's out. He uses the tires to get up on top of the roof, and no one can find him at the moment.
Yeah, it's looking to bulldoze their way through GOW, but at the end of the day, Falcons are still on the hunt. Tatsuya dash 180 around the corner, sees Ton, and this time he is not getting away. On Fire with the secure and 2 points for Falcons after all those efforts.
I mean, it was a very... Captain Too Fast can't fight 7 just yet. Blue wall melts, and he gets half his health chipped away as well. But 7 barely any HP left on himself. Wall fall. Toda gets annihilated, and PE Sports want to continue, but Buriram is here to wipe both of them out.
Yeah, they've been observing this commotion, and now they know it's their chance. The gunfire has died down, means teams have started to fall in BRU, looking to collect 4 for themselves. Auto go used by Expand. They're gonna relocate on top of the roof away from BRU. By some distance from behind was Sana attack, but no knocks just yet. Expand with a good decision making to find themselves a bit of respite and allowing themselves to be far away from BRU.
Smart gate kept by RRQ, but a good solid play with the portal go beams them across. One more from afar though. MA2B finds a double connection, and now from the flip side of things, On Fire tried, but Ma'al said hell no. And he will get taken out! Peter! Instant retribution shuts down Ma'al, but he's gonna get picked up. Question is, will one more find that rescue? Cosq cooking up the grenade already, goes in for a toss, finds absolutely no one.
It's a 1-for-1 so far by RRQ. They themselves are starting to take a heap of damage from Falcons, while slowly pushing through IDS, spoiling the fun as 18 takes down Dudes, so RRQ calling it quits. Expand. In fact, past demons catching up to the BRU. They issue a duel, and that means you have to take them on. And BRU, the clear winners of this exchange. Complete wipeout onto Expand.
Yeah, Buriram says you can run, but you cannot hide. They hunt them down eventually, even though those 2 vehicles were on the side of Expand, and wipe them out. But now up against AG Global. Buriram, they are outnumbered, but Moshi is not too far away as long as he's got those snipes in hand. Falcon, though, out in the off the equation in the 8th spot. AG Global.
Esports on the other hand, facing off against IDS, but somehow takes 18 Deer out of the picture first.
And they take a portal go. Question is, where does that portal go lead them out to? We have to keep an eye on Hua Esports here. 4 eliminations in hand, and now all up against Indo Stars from down bottom. They do not have a vantage point. 18 Deer gets clipped. Yanbin looking for that finisher. He does have that woodpecker in his hands for that response, and Moshi getting caught between 4 players of GOW, but 2 GOW players get taken down from afar. This has to be AG. AG shutting them down one after the other as Moshi provide a little bit of distraction. Buriram unfortunately helping AG pick up extra points.
And AG in the meantime, being the biggest
Hua is gonna luck out here as the circle looks for them. Grenade tossed towards Hua.
Dude needs help though, as he pick back up. Dude in the meantime, knocked down by the blue zone. Sacrificing himself for the betterment of the team, but can IDS take his opportunity to steamroll through AG? Seems like that is the case. With 2 AG members down, but Hua from behind, seemingly looking to pick up the pieces left behind by AG and IDS. 18 Deer gets shot. Raph is no more. Hua Esports with the perfect opportunity to take that booyah for themselves.
I mean, it was a situation of, do we want to sit and wait in the circle, or do we want to step out towards the danger zone and take the fight to them? The answer was the latter, and Hua Esports.
IDS is the one that gets the most points. 21 for them, despite not getting the booyah, with Hua Esports following closely in second with 20 points.
Well deserved for Indostars. I mean, goodness me, this team was dead last on the overall leaderboard, but slowly and surely they are making that climb now. Indostars 21 points, even though they do not have the booyah to their side. But once again, a very, very mediocre game from all of the teams out there. Bermuda, I can forgive, but Worth is about to be thrown into the dustbin by RRQ, who drop an ambush on them. You can already see the shots from the RRQ players. That's finding Narrow. And Narrow trying to get to that vending machine, unfortunately won't be able to purchase anything, let alone do much from a situation like this. LBT has the perfect weapon in hand, has himself hidden, but his cape was sticking out. That sees that, and the AUG attack straight up to take him out of the equation. Abe will find the cutoff through the window as well, and that's an easy takedown for them. In fact, 3 in a row coming through from RRQ. B Esports off to a rough start as we continue the conversation about Vietnam.
Yeah, 3 points for RQ right off the bat and retreating to Carousel. On the other hand, BRU, early fight against Hua Esports, the likeliest of opponents. But if you kind of look back at the track record, when Hua Esports was Team Flash, they do run into BRU a lot. And most of the times they don't come out as victors, and this seems to be the same as well. BRU looking for potential wipeout onto Hua.
This is unfortunate for Yan Bin. He's going to get caught by 2 players here. And Hua out in the 12th.
And is Mikid isolated from his partner. Is Achab getting surrounded by 3 AAA members and quickly taken down. Mikid as well. So attack all around, getting 2 free eliminations.
My goodness, the juniors are still getting capped out there. Pretty surprising to see Expand have this massive roster shift.
Go on the offense, kind of boxing LBT in. P Esports wants to disengage. You will see the goal portal, but it might be a bit too late. Jump guard with the first knock. LBT could not make it out in time.
Smart play by Don't Cry here, using the portal go to get away, and then a quick glue wall just to make sure he's got his back watched by himself here. But none of the attack all-around players use that utility to get towards them. Instead, they're just crossing the road like normal human beings. Don't Cry, trying to cut them off. AC-80 in hand, finds the first connection, but not a lot of damage. And now he pulls all of the attention to himself. Never drops by to form that backup, but he doesn't show up. Uses the portal go instead to say hasta la vista. And attack all around, just sweeping the players. Wang An a little bit too further away from this engagement to catch up. And AG Global drops by to say hello to attack all around. And that's the distraction needed for Vietnam to stay alive.
Very, very well done. Now Dew, let's see if he can get some crazy shots. Well, why am I even asking that question? Of course he can. Poongon needs help now. It breaks that glue wall, trying to get Caramel out of the way, but he is already out of there. So at the end of the day, it feels like attack all around. They are the ones trapped in their own building. AG surrounding from multiple angles. Utilities all thrown in from every single orifice of the building. Dew somehow sneaks that shot in. Limit needs help, but this time he's not going to get it. Dew confirms the elimination.
What a play by Dew. Vantage point played to perfection, and now the onslaught from the rest of the players as well. Cypher drops by, but can't get away. A solid glue wall pulled up, but turns out to be his enemy. Jump God shooting at 3 players at the same time. A sliver of health left on him. Poon God backs him up, but nobody continues the onslaught. Some has to back away with the Bison in hand, but misses his opening, and that will put him back down on the ground. The follow-up is there from attack all around, but Limit once again down from afar. There's nothing he can do, but the rest of the attack all-around players on fire.
It started well for AG Global, but ended horribly. A trap.
Because of the position that Expand holds right behind them, and that's... We'll say goodbye to all of us as RRQ picks the 11th spot to exit. That's unfortunate. Portal go, and the straight-up ambush Jonah cooking up the grenade as well. Vamos not stepping out of their defensive spot just yet as Jonah circles around. Good grenade, tossed in a double. Do the players get tagged up by it? Answer is no. Gatizi now cooks up his own grenade. Buriram, although they were able to cut the distance, they can't damage Vamos just yet.
Yeah, CBRU just gonna take their time out here. Vamos feeling the heat already, surrounded by a school of sharks. Bloodthirsty, ravenous as always. BRU will never have enough to savor their hunger. Here they come, explosive. Vamos panicking a little bit. Raymiao gets a good shot on the Jonah. That's a shutdown for now. But they need to get more though. Moshi replies. Jun falls. And Jonah gets picked back up. Vamos not able to stem the bleeding, but at least bought some time. Time turner will expire soon. Raymiao heals back up. BRU continuing to circle, and that's going to start drawing attention of teams like GOW.
Oh yeah, absolutely. GOW hears this loud and clear, and now they want a piece of this action. Wasana says, come get it, baby. Is a shot from afar that AWM, massive damage, gets the knock, and it slows down GOW instantly. And now, Buriram still desperately trying to take down this team. They have committed into this fight for too long, too much to walk away from it now, and they know even if they do walk away, they're just going to have their backs shot at.
Absolutely. I mean, Falcons, they're not going to take advantage of this. Getting a couple of shots. No confirmed one just yet. In fact, Vamos are the ones getting cleaned up, and BRU comes out on top despite all the pressure from external forces. GOW and Falcons seemingly not able to barely make a dent. I mean, they did lose one member. They lost their captain. Blue Zone, though, pushing GOW into BRU. This is dangerous territory.
Dangerous indeed. Falcons watching all of this breakdown expand down in the middle. The Malaysians struggling, suffering, and now this could just be that comeback. Indostars keeping an eye on them though. What a burst forth from Wasana, and that will just get them the eliminations. Wasana with the double, and he's unstoppable. Buriram 14 eliminations strong. Falcons looking for the booyah as well. Malaysians down in the middle in the thick of this whole action breaking down, and Falcons have got the best spot. Buriram knows that, and they want to take it away from them.
Moshi trying to kind of stall the rest of Falcons. He single-handedly is stopping them. Luo Melta's coming through. Moshi forced to retreat. BRU doesn't even have the full team, right? They lost their captain when they tried to storm the front against Vamos, and Expand might be the next on the list. With IDS coming in, winning a piece of the menu. Falcons now bombarding them from afar. Raph falls, and this is just pandemonium in this building. Everyone losing Halbar's numbers left, right, and center. Expand completely exterminated. IDS also falls. It's Falcons against BRU. Maybe Expand still alive, but not for long. And it's BRU with one man down, fighting off against Falcons. Peter leading the charge. Koskill ambushed by Moshi, on fire, knocked down Moshi, running circles around Falcons. Get High coming in, bait and switch. BRU putting out all the stops to gain the man advantage in this final circle, and somehow they have not lost their momentum. Moshi finally falls, but it's an even fight.
Even fight indeed. Wasana still up on his feet. Falcons down, and Buriram with a massive booyah to wrap up game 3. And Wasana alone, the terminator of this game. He may not have those massive MVPs on his side just yet, but if we can count one of the biggest MVP, this is it. What a game, what a player, what an explosive comeback game for Buriram. Professional setting, but finally we are back to solid numbers from these games. 32 points, and it took Buriram to get the job done. 20 eliminations strong, 12 placement points gives them a total of 32. Falcons right behind them. Finally, good time for Falcons to rise up to the occasion as well. In fact, all 3 top spots ripped away by the Thai squad.
It's nice to see Falcons, right? I mean, they did have a pretty slow start, and in fact, even right now, I still feel like Falcons are experiencing that dip in overall performance. So this 21 points definitely means a lot. Same for GOW. Indostars continue.
Players back away, but nope, he takes the portal goal, catches up with the rest of his team members. Seems to be a little bit of a...
an easy 2v1. Finally, push the point for themselves. RQ Kazu knocked out off screen.
Bro, RRQ out, which means this one is yet another opportunity for Buriram United Esports to catch up with them for the #1 spot. Big stuff here, but Hua Esports catching up with AG Global. Toda being shut down by attack all around, one after the other. Toda does have a opening up against Hua as well, but the circle pressuring them to make a instant move away. Attack all around now, leading everybody. 10 eliminations. This is classic Buriram right here. Easy engagements for them. They just have to manage the situation well as they're going out here for the hunt and expand. Decent start, but out in the 10th spot.
On the mind too early, and it's just game over. So expand back to the drawing board again. As much as they don't like that feeling, Falcons will have a very good chance right now. They see the entirety of PE Esports in that bunker. As Toda also
For them, AG Global finding that revival for the squad as well. Hua Esports spending some time outside.
Wow.
And
What?
Buriram from nowhere.
And on the other side, again, it's another Thai team in action. Now the siege has commenced. Falcons, Peter losing his footing a little bit, knocked down. PE Esports holding the fort. Don't cry somehow. Gets knocked behind. Glue was erected. Falcons wants to find refuge. The Blues was coming in. Both teams getting trapped. PE was trapped in the bunker, forced to tank the Blue. It could be the chamber of death for PE Esports as Falcons now overtake them, swapping positions, gaining advantage. PE Esports needs to find a way out.
Yeah, PE Esports trapped themselves in there with those glue walls, expecting to keep Falcons out, but unfortunately that put them at a disadvantage. Now one more. Outside of the blue, he's taking this damage and he wants to play a little bit of an advantage up against PE Esports, but they've totally disappeared from behind him. They've used their portal go to beam themselves towards the opposite end. They sustain a tad bit of damage, but no knockdowns yet. PE Esports stays alive. For the players, I say that Dew finds a head, narrows out.
Even for BRU on the other hand, still on that rampage. Jump God next on the hit list. Jonah and friends around the corner. Jump God has no more chance. Attack all around. Wiped out 8 points for BRU.
And it hides back to his eliminating ways once again, but they have to play this really safe. One portal go needs to be used, and they do exactly that to beam themselves in closer towards this next circle, beating a lot of the damage that the blue brings in. Very smart play coming through from Buriram. GOW, on the other hand, in a very sticky situation as Falcons shows up at their doorstep, wanting to bang down all of these doors and eliminate them from the equation, but they lay out those grenades to keep themselves safe for the time being. But a flank comes through from Coscu as well, forcing Tan back. Demon gets bitten up. Deanne falls. Peter will get that elimination. Tan forced behind by Coscu and his Bison. One more showing up with the M82B. Coscu finds the finisher. GOW absolutely annihilated by a tactical play out of Falcons.
Nowhere was safe for GOW. Falcons have every single angle covered. And again, Falcons against BRU. It's a rerun of the previous round, but this time BRU has the entire team. But Falcons, 2 consecutive snipes. BRU need to go for quick revives. Wasana loses again. One more and on fire. Really delivering on the end. These long-range fights are not favoring BRU at all. They get back up only to get knocked down like bowling pins. PE Sports wants to make sure that that will be the case as Falcons' odds of taking the Booyah increases over time. Only team with the full squad left alive.
Now Buriram breaking up into 2 separate areas. Jonah and Moshi choosing not to stick together. Jonah just backing up the rest of Team Falcons, just forcing PE into a very tight spot, and PE make the best decision. Take the fight straight up to Jonah. And Jonah does get one knock first, stays alive. LBT finds that counter knock, but Wang An will be sacrificed. Falcons in the meantime shut down Moshi, taking out Buriram from the equation, and they go for PE Sports. The struggling Vietnamese squad, but they've done well to get to this spot. With one beautiful knock out of the monster truck, almost making a beautiful play. Falcons rip away the Booyah. I thought he was going to make something happen there.
Dude, that is diabolical from Falcons. They purposely let LBT get back up only to shoot him down again. Because Booyah claimed for Falcons finally some recovery, some total damage, right? The MVP of FFSI when he was with E Arena, so also a regional champion in his own regard. Of course, this round is 23 points top of the Booyah for Falcons, followed by Attack All Around, 18 points, and the BRU with 17. So the Thai teams doing pretty fine. Even the Vietnamese are doing pretty good as well.
Absolutely, and once again, a Thai-dominated map. they want to rip this one back away from the Indonesian teams. I truly
Museum again,
Very nice.
uncontested.
Absolutely beautiful. Like you said, they've clearly done their homework, and it's not just one spot, right? In the previous match as well at Kalahari, they dropped in 2.5 locations. And RRQ looks like they're going to be making it a little bit easier for Buriram again. 3 times in a row, 3 games, 3 maps. They
Struggling a lot to get that mental reset. It's just not there for RQ Kazu. It just gets worse and worse every round. 18 Deer getting shot in the back. As then is 7 not backing off. Good one. The cash onto Rav. That's 2 for Todak. 7 just didn't get knocked down. Wings now. Challenger is Rav. Wings wins that. IDS not knowing what hit them.
Liam desperately trying to bring a revival in here. Hides behind a wall. Question is, does the man have enough coins on him? Zen goes on a pickup spree. Liam hiding away. Oh, man.
Not gonna get away, is he?
Guy
No,
is...
Nope. Some very lucky timing for him. He is able to duck behind a couple of trees.
Yeah, he should be the winner, but it's just no finisher. The LBT was just underhanded in that gunfight. Did really well against the initial 2, and unfortunately just stopped dead in his tracks. Wang An's gonna be caught outside. Cypher catches up in the nick of time before the portal goal allows him to get away.
And just 5 points for AG Global. Falcons now on the map. It's against Todak. It's not the hardest of fights for sure, but Todak have shown us different every now and then. We'll see how Falcons handle this though. On fire and Cosio on top of the roof. 7 and then both knocked down. A god nade. And that's the conclusion of that one. Falcons 4 points wiping out Todak. W on the other, but right down the middle it's going to be the same zone. Right into BRU. The challenge accepted by the reigning champions. Expand losing 1 too fast. Too fast. Wasana springing to life. And Vamos spoils the fun. That could have been a moment for Expand, but Vamos ruins it. Maybe they can be the one that cleans it up. But
of time, even if he does, it's straight out of the pan into the fire, into the hands of Buriram. Therefore, he just tanks the blue.
And one last grenade from
to the compound of PE Sport. But PE Sport says hasta la vista! But LBT still tagged up. Wasana gets a double as Wanga is flying in the air. What sort of a monster is this man, Wasana? Those that dead well, they are desperately trying to get away from them, claiming more points off of the battlefield. But Vamos, this is the most impressive run for them thus far, and now still surviving the onslaught of all of the Thai squad. And it is going to be the time turner that keeps them alive for a little bit longer. Katizi, though, a sliver of health goes down, and Jun, the final player. They still do have a Horizon line, but unfortunately unable to jab it within themselves. Attack all around now. The next victim is Falcons. They close in on their location. On fire wipes out the final player. AG Global attacking Buriram from the back. Falcon sidestepping this, stays away, and finally tosses that grenade in. It's now a 4v4, make that a 4v3 as Cypher gets dropped between Falcons and AG.
Falcons, they can taste that booyah. A back-to-back, second one for the day. It's a full squad. Look at Dio repositions onto the freeway with that portal goal. Does Falcon know about this? One more. He's trying to find a good position, but Dio, he's going to have a lot of free shots as Falcons quickly advances towards AG, but all the Blue Walls is stalling them out, and now Dio just free hitting them from behind. Falcons have no idea what is hitting them, but they are continuing the push. AG backing off slowly but surely. Tactical retreat. Both teams trading 1-for-1 for now. Stop is out of the picture. Cypher fighting on fire. AG Global having man advantage with the support from Dio from afar, and it pays off. AG Global with a booyah.
When push came to shove, AG Global saw Falcons right behind them. 9 points away from catching up with them, replacing them in the 4th place, and they said, hell no, not today for sure. We still have this on our side, but they haven't managed to run away from them just yet. But that being said, though, massive round for AG Global. Falcons keeping up the pressure by being the team in second.
And even though Falcons missed out the booyah, this is the 3rd round in a row that they made it to top 2. Out of the in impactful players, but once in a while when you see them, it reminds you that they are here for a reason. For now, the moment belongs to AG Global. 28 big points after this round.
I mean, we past 3-4 games now, we've just been having an all-out Thai dominance here. 16 eliminations, 12 placement points for AG Global for a total of 28. Falcons attack all around and Buriram right behind them to complete the dominance from Thailand. Vamos surprisingly surviving long enough to give themselves 6 of those placement points through 7 eliminations, gives them a total of 13. Down at the bottom, Indonesia this time around. Lucky.
Jungwa did get tagged, and the Def good pinch. And that's the first knock. They don't need to rush for any collection. The Jump God will be collected anyways. Limit with the return onto Def. Needs help right now in the tent. Limit himself losing half his health, and Pundot just finds the swing, catching Yanbin completely off guard. Attack all around response twofold.
Yeah, it's a beautiful play coming through from attack all around. Getting the double, but the recovery is there as Yanbin is revived. Shin at the vending machine. Good block coming on through, and Poppy finding Foki is going to be putting them on equal footing. Attack all around now. From confident to maybe slightly curious as to how this is going to go. Shin really low on that HP. Poon got bites and finds a couple of connections, but just not enough.
And it's going to be down to Limit all alone. No way to get to Poon God. Here comes Death. Rest of Quad. Death delivered to the doorstep. Not down just yet. 20 health from Shin, and that's all they need. Attack cannot provide much support from outside. In fact, Leem, he might have a very good spot to work with if GOW does not spot him.
GOW just looking for the portal, go beam across towards the right-hand side, and that's just going to give them a good flanking position. And down in Malaysia here, they also bring out the time turner. Is this an accidental click? Oh. Just a few seconds too early, and Indostars, they bring in the thunder.
Coming in through the portal go, Dian about to get swarmed. Good coverage, Ida takes down 18 Deer, and that is more than enough to allow Judah to recover. Raz wants to save his teammate as time turner. Dian drops down. They want to give them the opening to do so. Takes himself out with the grenade launcher. I suppose they did collect a point, but it does impact the chances of GOW winning out this fight, with Rash showing up with a mini Uzi. GOW facing disaster, but Tun recovers it for them.
Vamos though out in 10th spot, and GOW finding that recovery.
And this could be an easy crunch, but they gotta make it quick. With BRU on the horizon, this might turn into BRU coming in for a third party. LBT dispatch very, very quickly. Efficient and swift from IDS. Last one on the menu, Don't Cry, will also be eliminated. IDS 7 points.
Unfortunate for PE, just getting caught out again and again by teams, just finding no room for recovery at all, and Indostars making good work of that. And this is a full team recovery on top of everything else. Indostars did not have a fantastic start, but Falcons dropping, falling short out in the 8th spot. Therefore, they do not catch up with AG Global, who are still alive.
And AG Global can breathe a sigh of relief for now. Let's see if they can survive any longer, though. They've been under pressure the entire game. What a snipe! Dew finding Shin to prevent the rest of Hua from moving forward. Now AG launched a counter attack. Shin needs help. Yanbin will surround him with the glue wall, but in the shack as well. Death gonna get picked back up, only to be knocked back down as AG tired of being pushed and shoved around. Cypher leading the pack to find 2 on his own, only to get knocked down in the process. Interference from Expand.
Interference from Expand at the right time, and that will give the Malaysian squad a little bit of an advantage. RRQ, on the other hand, just going back to their winning ways. Abe down on the ground, but the pickup's not going to be too difficult. Iza out in the open. There's just nowhere else for him to run, and therefore might be sacrificed.
But Indostars trying to run down BRU again. Keep your eyes on Wasana, Moshi as well. Finding, somehow always managing to find a good distance to support his teammates. And IDS is fighting on more than they could chew, and this is just not the fight that they can win. Executed by BRU. Moshi even turning his attention over to Dew. Wow, does get Jonah, and just a snipe. They need to clean him up to make it count. But unfortunately, that's not going to be the case. The Tyranium from afar, supported by Expand, and Mikid gets shot down as well.
Yeah, that's a beautiful play coming through from RRQ, just disabling Buriram and not allowing them to enter the circle in one piece. 2 players drop Jonah and get high. but it is still a very deadly squad to deal with. You've got two of their best players, Moshi and Wasana, alive and kicking on the battlefield. You've got a CQC specialist and a long-range specialist, and this still keeps Buriram as one of the bigger threats out there.
At least they are not the full force. Span looking very promising. Moshi, such a dangerous spot as Abai takes out Iza. Top 3 teams left. BRU the only one that does not have a full squad, and now trying to gun for distance. Wasana sniped by Mikit. Eyes on the prize, the scope primed, and still gets picked back up by Moshi. BRU not done just yet. Expanse portal go is still there. Are they gonna take it? Are they gonna run into RRQ right now? Is this the chance?
It's all about the timing here. And Wasana fell right at Moshi's feet. And the pickup was possible, but grenade will find Wasana. And the pickup's still not going to be impossible for Moshi. Picks him right back up. A sliver of health taken away. Both Expand and RRQ now trying to focus all of the grenades towards Buriram. Axel up top, but can't do much.
He took the portal so early, and he's gonna get punished for that. Impatience from Expand, and that might open things up for BRU. Wasana taking the opportunity to storm Expand, but they turn around and take him out. Damage has been done though. RRQ seizes the opportunity to isolate Moshi. Abai Ma'ar wants him dead. Moshi goes down. Dudes with the final shot. Expand. 3 left. As Acha around the corner sees Dudes right in his face. Miki gets picked back up. 3 against 4. RRQ Kazu with the man advantage. Time Turner and Blue Walls protecting Razor. As Ma'al takes down Mikit. Expand. A bit of an impatience, a bit of a misjudged movements led them to the spot, to the finishing line, but it's RRQ that will look to cross it. A recovery at the very end of the day, and RRQ Kazu will deliver.
They start well, they end well, but what's most important is they grab the booyah, they grab the extra point, and they grab their #1 spot on the overall leaderboard. But I'm sorry, RRQ, the survival of Expand was pretty fancy this time round. The Malaysian squad that has been struggling for the longest of time. Many questions have been asked throughout this whole day as to what the team can provide out there on the battlefield.
Rising star of RRQ Kazu.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And of course, with Wasana holding on to the title of the biggest predator out there on the battlefield, as far as the MVP leaders go, he is not too far away from Ma'al. A little unfortunate for Ma'al that he had to lose out to Razor for this particular matchup and really grab his tally and run away with it. But it's okay. At the end of the day, this is still just week 2. We have got this insane. I mean, first of all, Expand getting 19 is insane. But RRQ doing just enough to overtake Buriram at the top of the leaderboard is just a tad bit more insane because of the fact that this team was struggling the past 3 rounds. Couldn't really get away from getting eliminated early.
I think the best part is that, you know, in those star efforts they put in, they have managed to shoot up to 15th spot, just 1 point ahead of Expand. So now officially, Malaysian teams are at the bottom 3.
And up on top, RRQ takes their #1 spot back to end week 2 as the champions for the time being. Of course, Buriram just a few points behind them. 4 to be specific. Twisted Minds, who were not playing, have now dropped to the...
Again, it's the man. 43 eliminations, almost 20,000 total damage, followed by Moshi with 37 elims, and then Ma'al with 36, and then Limit and Peter tied at 34 apiece.
Saming grabbing the title in week 1. Wasana grabbing the title in week 2. Either way, Thailand